Jim, let's talk a little bit about Tyler Wilson. His game got sort of lost with all the power. I want to ask you a question about all the fly ball outs that Tyler Wilson had. Your thoughts on that? I mean, he had a couple innings where he got 3 outs all on fly balls. How come?
Well, he went to the University of Virginia. You got to be smart to go there. And they like him because, he's a cerebral pitcher. They think that he's not going to, he's not going to get overcome by the moment. We always talk about how the game can speed up. I don't think it speeds up for him. I think he understands who he is. We always, it's funny. I think Joey Rickard, for a Rule 5 guy, he says, I'm going to maybe hit some home runs every once in a while, but I need to do certain things to be successful, play defense, run the bases well. I think Tyler Wilson's the pitching version of that on the Orioles. So big ballpark. He was able to pitch out of the middle of the plate most of the time. When he needed a ground ball, he made a great pitch to Nunez in the 6th inning. It looked like it was 5-1, 5-2. They were coming back. So again, this guy throws strikes. About the 3rd inning, it looked like Dave Wallace, the Oriole pitching coach, said, you better use all your pitches. Caleb Joseph did a nice job. They mixed up their pitches well, used the curveball, used the changeup, mixed up the fastball. He's got a natural cut to his fastball, and he can elevate it. They also... I asked Dave Wallace after the last game, I said, 88, 90, they take a lot of pitches. And he said, down in the zone, the ball has a lot of life. So if it has life, it doesn't always mean you're going to get ground balls today. They were 11 balls put up in the air for outs. Either way, he gave them a chance to win, and they like him. They score a lot of runs for him.
Jim, with all these home runs flying out of the ballpark, did any of it at all remind you of the way I used to hit the ball?
Well, there weren't any cheapies today, Rick. There weren't any wall scrapers. They were actually rockets all over the place. No, this is a pretty good offense. If you're not making your pitches against the Orioles, you got to be a good pitcher to handcuff them, because they, even if you go back to last night's game, I think one of the highlights in a tie ball game is the Rickards at bat against the closer Jepson. I don't know what, 9 or 10 pitches. He ends up getting a pitch to hit. Didn't want to walk him, and he hits a double. And then, the rest of the guys, are legitimate major league guys that have great track records. People forget. Everybody talks about, when Nelson Cruz came over here, 3 years ago, and, hit 40 home runs. Now, he'd never done that before, but he usually hit 28 to 34 home runs when he was healthy for the Rangers. Trumbo, he came up. He had, 32, 29, 34 home runs for the Angels. This guy, it's not like this guy just got discovered. He can hit, and we saw that today. He's a terrific guy, so he fits perfectly in here. He's going to strike out a little bit. He's playing right field. He's probably a better first baseman. That hasn't caught up with the Orioles yet, but at the end of the day, they got a better offense. We've just seen, Chris Davis, 7 hits now in the last 2 ball games. Adam Jones is getting hot. So let's kind of move this show, this hit parade, back to Detroit and hope it does, or back to Baltimore against Detroit, and hope it doesn't rain.
Well, Jim, as always, we enjoyed the conversation. Look forward to chatting with you when you get back to Baltimore baseball.
I'm going to chat with you guys tomorrow.